Today we're taking a look at another easy 3-star attack strategy. Let's go. So today's easy 3-star attack strategy is going to be for Town Hall 16. It is going to be a Hydra with the super minion blimp. Now this is an attack strategy that again works for Town Hall 15 as well, but we're going to be using the army that you see on the screen here. So we do have the Hydra, which is regular dragons mixed with the dragon riders, and then we have the super minions and the blimp with a clone, some invis, and I will show you guys when we do the attack how to execute this. Now for the pets, we do have the Phoenix on the King, the Owl on the Warden, and of course Fox on the RC, and then the Unicorn on the Queen. Now another really good option for pets for this attack strategy, if you want to move the Phoenix over to the Warden, when the Warden goes down, if the Warden goes down, which he typically does with the dragons, then he does get a lot of extra shots in with the Phoenix there, and then you can put something like the Frosty on the King for some extra support on the outside. Now quickly taking a look at the equipment, this is the equipment that I will be running. The only pieces of equipment that are going to be really mandatory for this attack is going to be the King setup, just because the King is incredibly strong with the Giant Gauntlet and the Rage Vial, so this is what you're probably going to want to be using. Other than that, the Eternal Tome on the Grand Warden is definitely essential. The rest of the equipments can be mixed up a bit more based on personal preference. If you have other equipments that are either your favorites or just upgraded better, then maybe that's something you want to run. You can definitely mix up the RC, mix up the Queen's abilities. I would say still stick with the Invis Vial for the Queen, but if you want to throw on like the Archer Puppet instead, maybe you don't have the Frozen Arrow, or you like the Healer Puppet or the Giant Arrow, whatever. The point is, it shouldn't make a huge difference if you like some different equipments. Just the ones that I mentioned are essential. Now with that, let's jump into some attacks. Alright, and as we get into this, so one of the reasons why I like the Super Minion Blimp over the Super Archer Blimp, first of all, you don't need as many spells to make the Super Minion Blimp work. So you don't need all the invis, all the clones. You can get away with what I've got here. And the other reason is, like you see here, if there are ground targeting troops in that clan castle, you don't want to pull them out. So that's another good reason that I like the Super Minion. So here we go. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. I sent in the blimp, drop in the invis, drop in the clones, the rage, all that good stuff. We got one more invis. We'll see how much more value we can get out of this, and hopefully we can get that monolith down. And there we go. So we got that, and we got the town hall, we got the monolith, we got the clan castle before the troops could come out, so we don't have to worry about that whatsoever. Let's send 3 balloons there, and then baby dragon here, and that's going to finish up this funnel. The other thing is to pay attention to the air sweepers. Both of the air sweepers pointing to the right, so we're going to send the dragons in behind that. So that's going to be the next step here. Make sure that baby dragon's got that funnel set so we don't lose dragons to the left. And here we go. So dragons are in. We'll send the dragon riders in behind, and then the other side of the funnel is going to be set with the heroes. We'll start with the Queen, and then once she starts working in a little bit, we'll send in the King to make sure he can tank for her. So we'll go ahead and send in the King now. Let's pop the Warden ability. See, we didn't quite get the funnel. We lost some dragons off to the left. That is not ideal, and because of that, I'm not 100% sure if this is still going to work, but we will find out. So let's go with a freeze here. Do that tornado. I'll lead everything into the course and the RC from the right side. And then just be patient with your freezes. Kind of drop them in where it's going to make sense to drop them. We'll freeze right there. That probably wasn't worth it. I know the scatter was raged up, but there's really only one dragon over there. I should be focusing more on the bigger group of dragons and the heroes. So that's what we're going to do with this last freeze. See if we can still make this work, even though the attack didn't quite go according to plan here. So the RC gets through the enemy King. We still have some dragons. We've got King with Phoenix still moving through. All right, it's not looking too terrible here. Let's go ahead and pop the RC's ability. The reason for that is try to use the Hog Riders to tank the Ricochet Cannon. Still didn't work. Ricochet Cannon still takes out all the, takes out the Fox, which is really unfortunate. So let's go with another freeze here. I should have froze that enemy Queen. Another misstep there. So certainly not the cleanest attack, but it does look like it's still going to be able to pull through. There we go. Queen pushing in with her ability still intact. We still have 2 dragons left alive. So even though this is kind of sloppy, it's not the easiest thing to try to talk through the attack and the thought process while also executing it. But it did work out. We'll jump into another attack example so I can go over some more of the things you want to do when you're executing this attack. Try to make sure I'm going into things in enough detail. But there we go. Let's see the next base. Okay, so right away on this base, we again see both sweepers pointing in one direction. This time there's not as much value around the town hall, but that's still where we're going to start. but I don't think we're going to necessarily go directly behind the sweepers, so the plan's going to be kind of go at them from the side. So let's go ahead and start setting up the blimp, set up the funnel. So if you've never done a super archer or super minion blimp, any sort of blimp like this is going to be the toughest part of it, but it's not that difficult, I promise. So we're sending in the blimp, and then you want to have the invis ready. So there we go, we get the invis down, clone rage, and then next invis. And if you're having trouble with the invis timing, it's just count to 4 and drop the invis. Town Hall goes invisible there to the defensive invis tower, but the minions fire fast enough and hard enough that it doesn't matter. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of this cleared out. We're going to save that last invis. Let's go ahead and set up the funnel here with the baby dragon just like we did before. Go ahead and start the queen down here on the bottom left as well, and then we'll get these dragons going. And this time around, we shouldn't lose any dragons off the side. It's going to be a lot harder because we've got a much cleaner funnel. So here we go. Much harder to lose dragons, that is, not to execute the attack. Let's go ahead and freeze that and then put the king in to get that damage off my queen. Give that unicorn a chance to heal her back up, and here we go. Dragons are pushing in. She's still getting hit by something. Let's go ahead and drop that invis. Alright, and then let's pop the dragon's pop the warden's ability. Once you pop that warden's ability, get your rage spell down to get as much out of your dragons as possible while they're invincible. They're moving through the base. Let's go ahead and get the RC in from the far left. Let's freeze the sweeper scatter combo. That's the last freeze, so the only thing we have left are the hero abilities. Looks like we got the CC troops out this time. That's holding up the dragons on the bottom side. So you can see how valuable it is to get that clan castle down with the super minion blimp when possible. It's not always possible, though, unfortunately. We still have a lot of dragons on the bottom side. We got a few on the top side. They should be able to get through that air defense, which would be huge. We still have Queen's ability and RC's ability, and this is looking good. So this is a fairly maxed out base. I only have like a few traps and some collectors left to upgrade, so this isn't an easy base. This is actually why we're not doing this attack in Legends, because I wanted to do these attacks in Legends League, but I just kept finding rushed bases, so it's like, let's do Friendly Challenge instead so we can get some actual bases to show you guys some decent examples, and there you go. Another one where we just smash through with the Hydra. No funny business, no extra recording. In fact, I'll show you the clan chat and show you how many takes this took. So there you have it. That's the entire recording session right there. The very first attack, I was messing around with some things and found that the Rage Gem with the Warden wasn't quite as effective as the Healing Tome, so I did switch that up a little bit. But the reason for that is my Healing Tome's like 7 levels higher than my Rage Gem, so that definitely makes a difference there when considering hero equipment. But yeah, there you go. This is a fairly easy attack strategy to get down. Like I said, I think the hardest part is going to be the Super Minion Blimp if you've never done anything like that. If you do prefer Super Archer Blimp, it's totally viable to switch out some of the spells and switch out the minions for Super Archers. I just don't personally think it's better with dragons for the reasons that I mentioned, the spells and pulling out the whatever's going to be in the clan castle. But Super Archer Blimp also can, on a lot of bases, get really good value. So sometimes it is worth it to switch those out. So that is also something to kind of keep in mind with this attack strategy. But if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please do leave them down in the comments below. If you guys found this video helpful, I do appreciate it if you hit subscribe as well. That is my 3-star strategy guide with the Super Minions and Hydras. If you guys are looking for a 3-star guide with Root Riders, I recommend checking out this video right here.